Allo, oui, bonsoir. What's good, y'all? What's poppin'? A happy spooky season. We are nearly at the end of 12 days of Halloween. And let me just tell y'all straight up, we are going to be taking a little bit of a break so you guys can catch up on all the videos. If you haven't watched all the videos, I know there's some of you guys that just been waiting for all of these to pile up so you can just binge watch them. Shout outs to all of you guys who have watched all of these videos. And most importantly, for those of you guys who did join the Patreon and those of you guys who did take the time to buy some merchandise. If you guys are not aware, I did make some new merchandise. Everything you need is going to be linked down below. I love you guys so very much. And as you guys can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are actually going to be doing a KrikKrakCOZ episode. Of course, I could not reach almost the end of this session without doing one of y'all KrikKrakCOZ, because honestly, I love doing these and you guys enjoy me reading these. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, my KrikKrakCOZ segment is where you guys write in to my channel and we basically discuss your paranormal, spooky, scary, strange experiences. And let me just say, this next one, it's a lot. It's real long. So get your tea, get your snacks, get everything you need. I'm gonna need a drink. I don't know why I didn't do that before I sat down. So let me just let you guys gather your things while I'll go get mine. Something light. Auntie douce. We have a little margarita here. I should make some cups for this channel the way I made some for my main channel. I don't know. Let me know. Comment down below. Also, just a smooth little announcement before we get started. So I'm thinking of making a subscription tier on Roku as well as an app on App Store and Android. Just like how I have a Patreon, you guys would be able to have only exclusive content on Roku, etc. Let me know if you guys are interested, because I'm about to invest bank into this shit. And I already ain't got the money, but the outcome would be that you guys really care about this shit and I get way more than my investment in return. So let me know down in the comment section if this is something y'all will want. If y'all don't want that shit, then I'll just scrap the idea altogether. Everybody can just stay on the Patreon. Okay, let me know. Okay, merci beaucoup. All right, on y va. So the name and title of this is Den of Demons, Family Curse, Cursed Land. I think followed me throughout life. Now, first things first, when you guys send in these stories, they're always anonymous, okay? Even if you say names or whatever, I definitely will skip through them. And when it comes to the whole cursed family, cursed land thing, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. I feel like the story is going to be very interesting, simply because a lot of people don't really talk about the whole generational curse thing. I'm trying to move my necklace out the way because it does tap the microphone. It's very annoying. So sorry if this looks funny. It's very annoying, and a lot of people don't really tap into these things online. I feel like it's really taboo. I be getting Haitians that like come on my thing like, oh, why are you talking about this? It's all cultural. Fuck you, beach. Okay, I feel like people have the right to know about these things, especially Haitians who have families that just kind of like gatekeep these things from them. So boom, let's get into this. Again, it's very long, y'all. So again, get your tea, get your snack. This is a very long, but it is like multiple stories in here. I number them if you want to just take a few and save yourself the time in reading the whole email. 1, when I was like 10 or 11, my mom, sister, and I moved back in with my grandma. I remember when I was asleep, I would have continuous nightmares almost every night, mostly of alligators. I have never heard anybody having alligator dreams. Drowning with huge sharks, and of typically falling from the top of a building. Oh God, that's terrifying. Like different people I didn't know, but now know would push me off a ship and the ship would drive away. As I chased it, then a huge shark the same size of a cruise ship would appear and chase me. I'd wake up breathing heavy, sometimes swinging and completely in fear. They got me so bad I stopped sleeping but 3 hours a night so that I couldn't dream. That's very unhealthy, and eventually you just start becoming very delusional. I would never do something like that. But then again, I understand the fear because that's very terrifying shit. I had always... Okay, I think you meant to say, I was always afraid of sharks and alligators. But when I moved back to my grandma's, I started having dreams of this girl, or sometimes women who lived in the walls and attic. Do y'all hear that? Y'all can't hear that because I'm like, what the fuck was that? Why every time I do these videos, y'all, I got my altar lit up. Okay, ancestors protect me, but there's y'all can't. I hope y'all hear that. I rebuke whatever the fuck is tapping at that window. Y'all, my window is closed and there's something tapping at my window. And Sage is staring at it. Sage, you hear that? Child, I ain't got time for this. I thought lighting up my altar would help. I really did. I started having dreams of this girl, or sometimes woman, who lived in the walls in the attic. Like she was coming to get me in my dream. Walk me to her home, I think she meant to say. One dream, she put me in the wall. Oh, that's terrifying. Well, a room that I don't remember, the attic having. My cousin came up looking for me in the dream, and I was talking to them, and no one heard or saw me yet. They were standing in front of where I was laying. Now, fast forward like 2 years, I had a dream that someone I was friends with, but not yet, on a ship with other people. I now know that one of them pushed me into the sea, and I was running from the sharks. Does that mean that the people that you're messing with are not like trustworthy? I mean, that's what I would got from that. This was a reoccurring dream. See, that's what I would get from that. This time, I made it to the shore, and when I got to the shore, it was like no one was on the beach. There was a parade and a carnival happening on the boardwalk, though, and I watched as the ship sailed away. As the dream began to end, I was suddenly laying in my bed, not able to move, and my room was set up different. Like my bed was where my TV was, and vice versa. So my bed was right in front of the door. My door bust open, and being not and a being with no flesh, no hair, completely black with dark reddish eyes jumped onto me. Where are these dreams coming from? I mean, all right, let me just keep reading and see if there's some explanation for this, because for me, when I have weird dreams, I Google them to see where they might be coming from if I don't see a personal connection to it in my real life, because I don't know. I shot up like in my nightmares, swinging filled with fear, and I think I was crying. Now I've always been afraid of the dark, so much so that I sleep with the big light and the TV on, just with no sound every night. That's I actually sleep with the TV on too, but that's because I have ADHD and I need something to focus on, because if not, my mind just wanders and I can't sleep. I've always felt like there was something lurking in the night. I've always felt like I wasn't alone, and that feeling just got deeper and worse when I moved back into my grandma's house. Clearly your grandma's house might have some sort of something. Like my heart would be pounding out my chest whenever I turned the light off for a full second, and my eyes would widen. I simply cannot deal with the darkness. I'm 23, it feels a little immature. So I try to be an adult and sit in the dark, but I still feel a presence. Yo, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I always feel presences because I'm just that person. Like I could see shit and hear shit, but I'm not afraid of dark. I absolutely love the dark. It's comforting. It's to the point where I hate windows, and I always pick apartments with the least amount of windows. Weird. Maybe, but I like the dark. I embrace it. But it is a little weird to be this scared of the dark at that age, but I think it's through your dreams. So sad. I feel bad for you. But you're not the only person I know who's like this. I know a few people that are like really afraid of the dark to the point where they have to have lights on and stuff. Woo! We're on number 4 now. One day, 3 years after this, I was about 16. I was with my cousins and they were driving me back home. I still lived in my grandma's house, and I looked up at the house before going in, and I saw like a woman in a white dress in the window of the attic only for a split second. See, I ain't got time for that. I would not be living with my grandmother after that. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. Backstory on the house. My mom told me that when my grandma and grandpa first bought the house, there was a large chain. Wait, what? There was a large chain chained to the basement floor with green goo or liquid around the chain. They didn't see this shit when they inspected it? They didn't see that shit during the open house? They still proceeded to buy the house? Y'all need to start Googling houses that y'all buy. Hotels that y'all plan to stay in, all types of shit, because that is disturbing. My grandma had her clean it up. Clean it up? No. See, this is the problem. Y'all want to clean shit up. No, investigate. Y'all investigate everything else. And I don't think she told my grandpa about it because he never really wanted the house, but my grandma always was drawn to the house. Women, bro, we always doing something stupid. They used to live in that house directly across from that house. Wait, what? Oh, wow. That's interesting. Mysteriously, when the house I lived in became available, my grandparents' old house burnt down, literally unlivable. And everyone, wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on, let me read that again. They used to live in the house directly across from that house. Mysteriously, when the house I lived in became available, my grandparents' old house burnt down, literally unlivable, and everyone was home. By the time everyone got out and called 911, it was too late. I don't know if my grandma caused it or if the beings in that house wanted my grandma or did it to get her out that house. It's a little weird. 9 kids and 2 adults to terrorize who frequently had visitors as my family used to be very I'm confused about this sentence. Hold on, let me read that again. 9 kids and 2 adults to terrorize who frequently had visitors as my family used to be very family oriented. I don't understand that sentence. If somebody could explain to me what that means, or the person who wrote I don't know what that sentence is supposed to be. Story number 5, I think. I don't know why it's broken up. It looks like it's one contiguous story. Y'all, could y'all like have somebody peer review these before you send them in? Fast forward even more. I was 22 and at work. I used to work nights at a group home. Why? I thought you were afraid of the dark. It's just a recipe for disaster. I was watching a bunch of low-budget Tubi movies to pass the time as the residents sleep and everything was already done. I saw a woman standing like 10 feet in front of me. Oh no. She had long black hair and a wicked smile. I jumped and she disappeared. I said, yeah, I'm tripping. No. I turned on all the lights. I went to the bathroom and went to check on all of my residents. I sat back down and continued watching the movies. I had dozed off. I wasn't even asleep for 2 hours and I felt like something was standing or sitting on my chest. Ooh, child. I couldn't move, not even my neck. Ooh, paralysis. I couldn't even open my eyes, but I felt something. I think I might have even heard breathing, but it might have just been me being frightened. I really hope you stop working the night shift after that, because as someone that's afraid of the dark, why? The only shift available. I started thinking over and over, Jesus, 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 Jesus. And the pressure left and I was able to move again. Thank God. A few months later, we got a new resident. I already had a bad feeling about one guy that had lived there. It was a group home for mentally impaired. Okay. The original guy gave me bad vibes, but not too bad. But this new guy truly frightened me. Like, I went home that night. That was supposed to be my first night with him. The way his dad dropped him off at the door and just ran off the house without saying much when he dropped him off made me side-eye him. Oh, God. You always got to be wary of shit like that. Especially when the guy hit me on the first day across the face. I can't. I went to the bathroom, curled up crying on the floor. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I was flooded with sadness and fear, but mostly sad. Yeah, that's... Oh, child. I moved back into my grandma's house when I was 21 because I had nowhere else to go. I lost my job, family put me out, and I was unlucky with employment. I'm so sorry. Trust me, I know how that feels. And a slew of unfortunate events happened in my life. Assault, financial ruin, car accidents, hurt on the job, drugged with cocaine from oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had an anxiety attack so bad I damn near crashed my car, and I've never had them, or at least I don't think I have. I had what felt like a heart attack, like my heart always beating a million a minute, and I couldn't breathe or function. And I kept having flashes of things happen to me. But the people who were always there said it never happened. Wait, what? How can they tell you what happened to you? It's happening to you. Okay. So at first I thought they were lying, so I went to a reader who basically just told me they were lying. I've just accepted that I've completely mad because there's no way those things happen and those people are happy, stable, and graceful while I'm broke and broken. Okay, I'm so confused. Maybe it was an anxiety attack? Child, that's too much. We on number 7? The last one was number 6. I feel like I'm not properly numbering these, but we're definitely on number 7, y'all. Child, that's too much. Hold up. I feel like you being spiritually attacked. Cause what the fuck is going on? Did you ask the reader that? Cause something's not right here. Number 7. Since moving back to my grandma's house, I've also had some wild dreams about a woman being held captive for weeks, abused, and she was hallucinating. I be having dreams like that too, about like other people's situations whom I never met and I don't know who the fuck they are. And I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with that information. Like, am I supposed to save them? I don't know who they are. I don't know where the fuck they're from. It's like I'm watching a Tubi movie, but higher budget in my head. Very strange. I don't know. I saw them as if I was her through her eyes. Yes, I be having these dreams too. So I felt the way she did, defeated, unloved, used, and enraged. Seeing deceased famous people and talking to them, people who were like from the 70s, 80s. I'm only 23, so the only way I knew some of them was because of the stories they told me and the picture. I literally searched famous singers from that era and matched the place and birth, and it added up. I've dreamed of being a normal girl selling her house, and a woman came, and it was like immediate switch, and the woman looks like a woman gave or word triggered her, and she almost killed the other woman and held her captive, and she died and turned into a baby. You have some interesting dreams. I mean, they might just be dreams, but I don't know. I'm trying to see how all of this is connected. I don't know what the house held, but it feels like a slew of curses. I physically can't obtain anything. Every time I get a car and saving for a home, I have a car accident or get fired. Become overwhelmed and quit out of fear. I think I may have ADHD or autism. Quitting jobs over emotion is very common among these demographics of people. That is true. Every time I listen to gospel or read the Bible, something terrible happens to me. Okay. My first car accident, I was listening to For Your Glory by Tasha Combs. Hold up. You should not be having anything bad happen to you while you listen to gospel. It's giving curse, for real. That's the only, like, before I was like, subjective, but now I'm like, that's a little nuts. You know, gospel music should be helping you. She's one of my favorite gospel singers. I've always loved church and gospel, especially the music. My grandma would call me into the house from being outside playing when my favorite gospel songs would play on the radio or on TV, and I was a kid. That's how much I loved it. Honestly, this is interesting. Also, when I was a kid, I was in my grandma's kitchen. This is before we moved in with her, so I was just visiting, and I was drinking a glass of milk. I just passed out and dropped the glass on the ground. Wait. From drinking milk? I woke up in the hospital. Since living there, whenever something traumatic happens or hurtful, even to someone else, I think about it constantly for weeks and feel that emotion attached to it constantly. Every time it crosses my mind, and when it happens to me, I can completely forget it ever happened, no matter how traumatic. There are scenes that play through my mind, and the emotions and pain is so strong that I'm not sure if they were nightmares or reality. That is very scary. But I will say, just given this piece of information and the fact that you may think you have ADHD or that you're autistic, it could be anything else. I feel like you should go get a mental evaluation. The fact that you're just quitting jobs out of nowhere, you're getting into car accidents. I mean, to be honest, it really could be some sort of cognitive situation that's causing you to be like extremely distracted, extremely stressed, extremely preoccupied in your head that's causing all of these things. It might not be a curse, but that is a little interesting. Just the gospel music bit. I mean, I would love to hear your comments and opinions down below, because it could be either or, but it really could be a mental thing. Like for me, I can't focus without having things going on. Like the best time for me to focus is when filming. This is the best time for me to focus. I focus really well when filming. When there's a lot of people with ADHD that can't even focus when filming, I'm very different to that. I can focus really well while filming when it comes to like washing dishes, folding clothes, like basic shit, like even taking a shower. I have to have a video on, I have to have a podcast on, something else has to be occupying my mind. So some people are really, really different with things like that. I also have multiple other diagnoses, but like you could have so many other things. Like I feel like people only know depression, anxiety, ADHD, but of course there's melodactyl daydreaming, there's schizophrenia, of course there's eating disorders and stuff like that, and people don't understand that also fucks with your head as well. Of course there's autism. There's so many things that people can have go wrong with them, and they don't really think about it. They just be like, oh, I have this, I have that, without thinking, okay, you could also be bipolar. I'm bipolar as well. There's so many things. And of course, a lot of mental illnesses have stigmas, and they don't want to be labeled as bipolar. Oh, they don't want to be schizophrenic. Oh my God, they hear voices. It's like, bro, it is what it is. You have what you have. As long as you take care of it, it is what it is, right? So I feel like you should definitely go get a mental evaluation. It's too much. Y'all, we're not even done. That's the crazy part. We're not even done. Again, if you ain't get your tea, you ain't get your snacks, just go get it. Just go get it. Number 8. I've dreamed of laying in the bed and there was a small kitten who laid on my chest and started playing with her. I used to have a huge fear of animals, but there was a stray cat that stayed at my grandma's house and we bonded. I hope y'all would took that shit to the vet and got it shots. She protected me from a raccoon and stayed with me whenever I was outside, protected me from it. Oh, wow. And I saved her from being R-worded by a male stray cat. Okay, is this comment? Do animals get R-worded? I don't know. I guess they do all the time. I never even thought about that. That's kind of sad to think about. Oh, God. Ooh, child, justice for the animals. Ever since I stopped fearing them and started loving them anyways, the kitten suddenly got a little stiff, and I picked her up and saw that there were 9 stab wounds in her abdomen. Who killed the kitty? Y'all, oh, child, I got a headache. I love cats. Like, they're literally my favorite animal. So who killed the kitty? I think this is a dream. I was about to, oh, child. Okay, it's a dream, y'all. Okay, it was a dream. Whoo. I tried to save her, but I was snatched from there and placed in a car, and I was sitting in the passenger seat with my ex-male friend, and I was talking. Don't remember about what. There was a woman in the back seat. I don't remember what she was saying either. He and I kissed, and I started to feel weak and pain, and I had 9 stab wounds in my abdomen too. Before this, I had a kitten, but I took her to the animal shelter as I didn't have an adequate place for her to stay and my mom is allergic. I mean, I feel like all the dreams you're having have some sort of relation to your life. I don't find anything weird about them so far anyway. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Do you guys feel a connection between all of these? Because I don't yet. Number 9. Woo, child. Lately, my nightmares have sort of come back. Just a few hours ago, I took a nap, my niece babysitting, and I had a dream. I was dating some guy, a stranger, and we were cuddling, and he was asking me questions about who I am and what I want in life. Then the dream shifted, and I was being taunted in my dream by a masculine voice and shown a fire in a voice saying, "You're on fire. There's nothing you can do." Then the dream shifted again, and I woke up in an alley unharmed with 2 people standing over me. They were strangers, and they were being very mean to me, asking me how I ended up there. And I was frantic and in fear, like I don't know, and I started walking to my car. This other random lady just tried to attack me from behind, and I was looking at her, but I started running and feeling like I was in danger. And the woman who found me asked, "Damn, what did you do? She wants to kill you too." Are you sure you're not having like anxiety about something? Like, are you sure there's not something going on in your life where you feel like you wronged a bunch of people, or a lot of people are just really, really fake to you and they like hate you for whatever reason and you feel guilty about something? Because that's what it's giving. Unless like this is like a Netflix series and someone's trying to steal your soul, or your soul's been sold by a family member and you don't even know it. Oh, wow, that'd be real sinister. I really hope that's not what's going on, because that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. Because those types of dreams are not normal unless you either have a guilty conscience or somebody's like fucking with your soul. Again, feel free to comment down below, all y'all. Because I ain't no expert. It's causing it as I sees it. Oh God, this dream long as fuck. Y'all, this is long. It's long, my babies. Oh, oof. I got in my car so I could finally look at her, and her face looked weird. Like she wasn't herself. Like she was being controlled by someone else. Her face looked like the way they do the screen. What is the screen? I don't know. When people are high, kind of swirly, but not enough to change her facial structure. It was very faint. They all looked like that. I drove to someone's house who I assume are friends. It wasn't the guy from the beginning that I was dating, and he was covered in blood, and I got frantic again, and I was trying to get in to help the woman friend, and he said blank is fine. So I can't remember the name he used, and I yelled at him asking what he did, and it looked like someone had died. Oh, and he said so calm and scary that he had basically murdered the baby in her belly. I don't do drugs or drink. I haven't smoked weed in months. In 2021, I began chain smoking. Oh God, I have been completely sober. Wait, I have a completely sober mind right now. Hold on. I haven't smoked weed in a few months. Were you smoking when you had these other dreams? See, I do have to be silent. See, I was trying to give you the mental health card. But listen, this is the y'all stop doing drugs. Stop doing drugs. Weed is still a drug. I know it's legalized. It's still a drug. It still alters your mind. But now you say you began chain smoking. But you do say you have a sober mind now. This is the thing that y'all don't understand. Y'all understand. Some things can permanently alter your mind, especially depending on your genetic makeup. I'm not making this shit up. You can look it up on the interwebs. Okay? You could be doing something for so long that sometimes you can't go back, especially when it comes to, like, I'm not saying you're doing this per se, but if you've ever done acid, if you've ever done shrooms, if you've ever done shit, if you smoke weed for too goddamn long, it can permanently have an effect on your mind. You know what they say? Oh, weed, you may lose brain cells. That's a real thing. That's not a joke. That's not a game. It's not a lie. It's a real thing. You guys need to understand that you can't be running around doing whatever the fuck you want to your brain and expect your brain to love you. It may play tricks on you. And a lot of y'all that be smoking that Mary J be doing other things too. Be honest with yourself. If you know damn well you was on some shit, even if it's something as small as Mary J, what else was you doing? But yet, which strain was it? Because that matters. I feel like I'm living the drowning dream now. Ooh, child. My insecurities, my people pleasing, my cowardice ways. Don't call yourself cowardice ever. You a strong bitch, okay? My fear of living a life before I'm worthy, mixed with people who don't care how long I drown. I've been drowning for 2 years. Don't wait until blank happen or until you lose X amount of pounds or until you have achieved blank. Just ducking love while you can. Waiting and planning is why my life is over before it even started. To be honest. And that is what happens to a lot of y'all. Y'all be like, oh, I gotta plan this. This gotta be perfect. This gotta be lit. I have to have this the way it is. And I need to stop doing that. Make sure you execute and you get your life together, because if not, you're never gonna have shit. Okay, stop waiting to execute and just do it. I'm not sure if my grandma's house was haunted and the spirits took a liking to me, or if I'm just lucky. I've been prophesized to when I was a kid a few times by random people about me having some sort of gift with dreams, and I think she meant to say had. And I've had unexplainable things take place, like falling down the stairs onto concrete. Oh God. And not falling, but being laid down after I tripped. Okay. Saving a family member's life multiple times as a child just by knowing something was getting ready to happen. Oh, wow. That's happened to me too. I've done that a lot of times. Extra story from my mom's point of view. Jesus Christ. She was doing laundry at my grandma's house. She laid me in the middle of the bed upstairs and placed pillows beside me. She went to the basement to do the next load and she came back upstairs. I was gone. She looked all over the room before going to ask my grandparents if they had seen me. They said no and helped her look. She was frantic, on the verge of calling the police. When she went back to the room, she left me in and looked under the bed staring at her. Still perfectly wrapped in a blanket. No one would admit to moving me. They both said they never even went upstairs. Sorry if this had bad punctuation, error, grammar flaws, or misspellings. I didn't proofread. Yes, but it wasn't as bad. Trust me, I've had 10 times worse. Okay, but that's fine. I used to subscribe to your original channel a lot, but I'm not going to lie. I was hyper religious, and when I saw the spiritual pivot, I stopped. This is not a spiritual pivot. It's a whole different channel. Do you guys not realize you're watching a whole nother... I hope you guys realize you're watching a whole nother channel. My family's favorite line to me is that the devil is controlling me or got a hold of me whenever I did something that didn't agree or that went against Christianity, or even just me expressing how they hurt me. So I adopted some of these beliefs until I started thinking about some events in my life that went against religion itself. So I apologize for misjudging you and placing you into a box of bad. I've told other people about these things and they just tell me that I'm crazy or they're just dreams. I'll be crazy, but these aren't just dreams. Sorry for it being so long. Oh my God, y'all. She sent another email. Y'all, first of all, this is a whole nother channel. It's not a pivot. It's a whole nother channel. And I mean, it is what it is. I guess a lot of people just didn't subscribe to the channel because they thought I was talking Satanism. I haven't even stepped into the occult yet. That's crazy. And that's a whole nother story. Some of y'all are babies of Satan. Y'all don't want to talk about that though. Some of y'all have guardian angels that are actually demons. Y'all don't want to talk about that though. No? Too much for y'all? I'll wait till we get to 100K to start talking about the occult. Like it up, share, subscribe. When I get another plaque, when I get another one of these, we shall start talking about the occult and demon guardians. Because some of y'all are guarded by demons. And that's why your life is shit. Some of y'all souls been sold off by your family members because they made bad deals. But y'all don't want to talk about that. It's the truth. It's the facts. It's the fact of the matter. It's the fact of the matter. Let me stop. Let's read this last paragraph and get into my thoughts and opinions, okay? I forgot to mention something important about the dream about the deceased singers from 70s and 80s. My uncle passed away a few months to a year before I had that dream. That's interesting. I was very close to him. I used to go buy him food and bring him his meds. And when my grandma, his mom, died, I consoled him and saved his life about 3 or 4 times while he was living. Oh, Jesus. Is he accident prone? Oh, my God. He told me his personal friends that I was his favorite niece. Aw. I had a dream a month after he died, and he was going through a door, and my grandma was at the table waiting to talk to me, but I was scared. I had just started watch tarot and convinced myself that I was that my first was the guy I was meant to be with, and kind of started giving my body to guys to fill that void. Thought she was gonna cuss me out. So I ran through the door. My uncle was entering to depart, and the dream with the singers, my uncle was there sitting beside me like he brought me there. So I thought I lost my gift to see spirits because I saw my ancestors I never met nor heard of before I was awake. I asked my pendulum what its name was, and it said my granddad's name, and my grandparents were 80. And when I was 10, so I've never met my parents. I've only ever seen spirits when I was asleep, except for the thing in the window. And I honestly think I may have been tripping. It was the first time I ever had a drink that night. All of these men were my uncle's favorite artists when they were alive. I used to play their music on the phone for him. I knew who one of the men were straight away because my aunt had the statue of him. Child, your dreams are a lot. And I'm not going to lie, when I first started reading it, I was like, sounds like just dreams to me. Sounds like just dreams. But then again, I'm like, your dreams sound like my dreams, but I can't decipher them because I don't remember them. So you must be writing your dreams down as soon as they happen. And I keep telling myself, I need to start writing these dreams down when they happen because I think they're supposed to mean something. I think they're supposed to do something. I think I'm supposed to do something with the dreams. But every time I go to a tarot reader or whatever, I don't think my gift is dreams. I see things in real life. Like I physically see them. I see spirits walking around. Spirits just pull up like for me, I physically see spirits and I don't understand but now that I think about it, I think it's dumb. I think I should be writing down the dreams, but I don't it's weird because I don't know the people in my dreams, so I don't understand it. So to be honest, it could be one of 3 things. Either one, they really could just be dreams and they're really manifestations of a consequence of something going on in your life. Like you're really anxious, you might be needing to be diagnosed with something. Like it could be one of those things. 2, you really are gifted. Like you genuinely do have a gift and you probably have to tap into that gift. You're probably literally seeing spirits that need your help or want to help you. And if you start tapping into them, your life will probably flourish really, really well. Or 3, you probably have something going on. Wait, what wasn't the title Demons and land following you? I'm sorry. Maybe my ADHD is ADHD. What did that have to do with land and demons? Okay, I get the demons part kind of, because those could probably be demons in your dream. But where did the land come from? Okay, maybe it's the grandma's house and those spirits are following you. Never mind, I got it. I think I made the connection. Nonetheless, the point I'm trying to get at is it could be one of 3 things. It really depends on what you truly believe and what the consistent pattern is. It could also be that someone in your family, that's what I was going to get at for 3. Someone in your family probably did some dumb shit, fucked with a spirit, made a bad deal, and now some way, somehow that traveled to you. A lot of people don't understand when it comes to generational curses and stuff like that. That shit does travel. And it does bounce around and it does skip people. Like, how do I explain it? So, for example, right? Say if your mom makes a really bad deal with some sort of deity, Loa, spirit, devil, demon, whatever the case may be, right? You may think it passes on to all your kids. Sometimes, a lot of times it doesn't. Actually, sometimes it just goes to the oldest or the oldest living child that they have. So a lot of times you may not be affected, but your older brother, your older sister may be. And if for whatever reason they die, you might be the next one. Or sometimes it might be the youngest. Like, it really does depend. Sometimes it might go to all the kids. Sometimes it might be the oldest niece. Like, it really depends on the type of thing, the type of deal, the type of this, the type of that. There's so many different things. And then, of course, you have the whole thing of people just sending things to specific bloodlines just because. And then we have by proxy type of deals where, like, well, this person is like a daughter to me. This person is like a son to me. This person is... Those do count too. Okay? I forgot what it's called. There's a name for it. Where you kind of, like, own somebody. I said own. Where you kind of see somebody like a son or like a daughter. Those still count. So you got to be real careful who you consider a son or a daughter, because you fuck around, you making bad deals, something might get their ass. You might think they won't because, oh, well, that's not a blood relative. Spirits don't see it that way. So it could be one of many things. I would say talk to your grandmother, talk to any living relative. I would say find out if your family does any type of magic or if they're just into making deals with spirits. And I know for a lot of you listening to this, you're probably like, I'm not about to go ask my grandmother, my grandfather. Yo, you'd be surprised, especially with a lot of these religious people. I find that often the most religious people ever are usually the most biggest fucking hypocrites. The most religious people that we see are often people that used to dibble in magic, and now they're trying to not dibble and dabble in magic because they made a bad deal. Okay, these are the people that are so terrified because they done saw something, they know it's real, and they're trying to correct their mistakes by praising Jesus all goddamn day, knowing damn well all of this shit exists, all of this shit coincides, and there's absolutely nothing they can do about the bullshit that they've done to other people. So you would be surprised. And most importantly, all of those religious people that's watching this right now, and all of you people that, oh, my grandmother's religious, my uncle, my aunt, whatever, they should, before they die, ask them about all their dealings. I can't tell you how many people I know in real life that's going through shit and suffering through curses and crossings and all of this shit, specifically because they family done did some fuck shit and they want to act like it was holier in and out, and they don't have the answers because such and such died and left them with that shit. Make sure you find out what the hell your family's involved with. Find out all your family's deities, all your family's laws and their spirits, because if not, you gonna be fucked. You gonna be with some shit. Okay, even if you just find out, okay, what were they in? Were they into bruja? Were they into division? I could never say that shit. 12 divisiones. I can't even say that. I could never say it right. I apologize, my Dominicans. I'm so sorry. Were they into Santeria? Like, what were they into? Because you're going to need that, okay? A lot of times, if someone does bruja on you, you can't necessarily go to somebody in witchcraft and try to fucking put somebody in a freezer to get it off. Like, it might help a little bit, but it ain't gonna do much. You know, it's not gonna do much. Like, you gotta know these things. You know, you can't be ignorant forever. You can sit there and be like, oh, well, my parents didn't teach me Creole, I don't know much about voodoo, but you can't do that your whole life. You gotta find out these things. All right, so with that being said, of course, let me know what you guys think about this shit down below. It really could be one of three things. Shit, let me know if I missed the things. I feel like I did, because that story was way too long, and eventually, you know how, like, you read and you just don't know what you're reading? That was me. So let me know what you guys think. I love you guys so very much. Oh, so sad to leave you guys. We have 2 more videos. Again, I did skip one day out of the week, so you guys are still gonna get your 12. Don't worry. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, do all that. And I'm gonna see you on the next video. Bye.